In the fast-paced world we live in, the wisdom of the ancient Stoics often feels more relevant than ever. Marcus Aurelius, a philosopher-emperor, taught that silence is a powerful tool in navigating life's complexities. In this video, we'll explore *9 situations where silence isn't just golden, it's essential. By understanding these moments through the lens of Stoicism, you'll learn how to cultivate inner peace, make wiser decisions, and strengthen your character. Let's dive into the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and discover the power of staying silent. Number 1. When angry, anger is a natural and powerful emotion that everyone experiences. However, when it is not managed properly, it can lead to negative outcomes, including personal conflicts, damaged relationships, and physical health issues. It is important to understand that anger is a normal emotion, but it needs to be controlled to avoid harm. There are many reasons people get angry. It could stem from perceived injustice, stress, frustration, fear, insecurity, unmet expectations, or even certain personality traits. Sometimes anger arises when we feel disrespected or when things don't go as planned. It can also be triggered by personal failures or external pressures. While anger is a natural response, it can have serious consequences if left unchecked. If not managed, it can lead to physical health problems such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and digestive issues. Additionally, it can damage relationships, cause emotional harm, and even result in the breakdown of trust with others. Prolonged anger can contribute to mental health issues like stress, anxiety, and depression. Dealing with anger effectively involves recognizing what triggers it and controlling both the physical and emotional responses to it. The first step is identifying the situations, thoughts, or behaviors that provoke your anger. Common triggers include being treated unfairly, misunderstandings, or feeling like your needs are being ignored. Once you understand what sets you off, you can mentally prepare yourself to handle these situations more effectively. When you feel anger building, focusing on physical techniques can help calm the body's immediate response. Deep breathing is a simple yet powerful tool. By inhaling slowly through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, you can help your body relax. Progressive muscle relaxation, which involves tensing and then releasing muscles throughout your body, can also alleviate the tension that comes with anger. Physical activity like going for a walk is another effective way to release pent-up energy and reduce anger. Changing the way you think about a situation can also help you manage your anger. Reframing involves viewing the situation in a different light. For example, instead of seeing someone cutting you off in traffic as a personal attack, you might view it as a mistake or an unfortunate oversight. Reality testing can help you assess whether your anger is justified or if it's an overreaction. Problem solving is another useful technique. If your anger stems from a specific issue, focus on finding a solution instead of dwelling on the frustration. Taking a break or stepping away from the situation can provide the distance needed to calm down. This approach is especially helpful in heated moments. In some cases, avoiding known triggers can also prevent unnecessary anger. If a person or situation regularly provokes your anger, it may be wise to steer clear of it when possible. Effective communication is another key element in managing anger. Expressing your anger calmly and respectfully can help resolve conflicts without damaging relationships. Using I statements such as, "I feel frustrated when," can help avoid blaming others and escalate the situation. Listening actively to the other person's perspective is equally important, as it can help reduce misunderstandings and open the door for dialogue. If anger becomes a persistent problem that negatively impacts your life, seeking professional help can be beneficial. A therapist or counselor can provide support through methods like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, or anger management courses, helping you develop healthier ways of managing your emotions. Instead of suppressing anger, finding healthy outlets for it is a productive way to cope. Creative activities such as art, writing, or music can offer an emotional release. Physical exercise like running or swimming can also help release built-up energy and reduce anger. Additionally, using anger as motivation for positive change, such as advocating for a cause you care about, can help channel the emotion constructively. Building emotional resilience over time can also help you better manage anger. Practicing mindfulness meditation can teach you to remain aware of your emotions and respond to anger in a measured way. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and self-care techniques can help reduce the stress that often triggers anger. Developing emotional awareness, Understanding what lies beneath your anger, such as fear or sadness, can help address the root causes of the emotion, making it easier to manage. In relationships, anger can either damage or strengthen bonds, depending on how it's expressed. Acknowledging your anger is important, but how you express it matters. Calmly communicating your feelings without aggression or blaming can help prevent resentment from building. Timing also plays a role. Avoid discussing sensitive issues when you're angry, and wait until you've had time to cool down. Listening to the other person's perspective and being open to their point of view can create space for understanding and resolution. Ultimately, dealing with anger is not about suppressing it, but about managing it effectively to prevent harm. By recognizing your triggers, using physical and cognitive techniques, and practicing healthy communication, you can respond to anger in a way that benefits your well-being and your relationships. Developing these strategies over time will lead to better emotional regulation and a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Number 2, when being criticized unfairly. When you're criticized unfairly, it's important to remain calm and composed. Taking a deep breath before responding helps you avoid impulsive reactions that might escalate the situation. Listen carefully to what's being said without interrupting, and try to assess whether there's any truth in the criticism. It's essential to distinguish between constructive feedback and baseless attacks. Rather than becoming defensive, acknowledge the other person's perspective by saying something like, "I see where you're coming from," even if you don't agree. If the criticism seems vague, ask for specifics. Questions like, "Could you provide examples to help me understand better?" can help clarify whether the feedback is valid or unfounded. Respond respectfully, even if the remarks feel unfair. Calmly expressing your disagreement, such as saying, "I see it differently, and here's why," can effectively address baseless claims without escalating the conflict. It's equally important to stand your ground when necessary, especially if the criticism affects your reputation or work. Providing facts and examples to counter unsubstantiated claims can help set the record straight. If unfair criticism continues, consider seeking support from a neutral third party, like a supervisor or mediator. Documenting incidents can be helpful if the issue needs to be addressed formally. Above all, don't internalize the negativity. Unfair criticism often says more about the critic than it does about you. Focus on your strengths and achievements to counter any emotional toll the experience might take. Once the matter is addressed, let it go and move forward, using the experience as an opportunity for personal and professional growth. Number 3, how to deal with loss. Dealing with loss is one of life's most challenging experiences. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, or a personal dream, it can bring immense emotional pain. Grief is a complex and individual process, but understanding its stages and learning how to cope with it can help you navigate this difficult period. Loss triggers grief, a natural emotional response to something or someone important being taken away. It's important to recognize that grief is not limited to death. You can grieve over the end of a relationship, loss of health, financial difficulties, or other life changes. Grief manifests differently for each person, and there is no right way to grieve. Some people may experience deep sadness, while others may feel anger, guilt, or even numbness. It's crucial to allow yourself to experience and express these emotions without judgment. Psychologist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross outlined 5 stages of grief, which, although not universally experienced in the same order, can provide a framework for understanding the emotional journey of loss. Denial is often the initial response to loss. You may feel numb or in shock, as if the situation isn't real. Denial acts as a defense mechanism to help you gradually face the reality of the loss. As the reality of the loss sets in, you may feel frustrated or angry. This anger may be directed at yourself, others, or the situation itself. In the bargaining stage, individuals may try to make deals or bargains to reverse or prevent the loss. There may be a feeling of, "If only I had done this differently," or "What if?" The depression stage is marked by deep sorrow and despair. You may feel overwhelmed by sadness, loneliness, or hopelessness as the weight of the loss becomes apparent. Over time, you may come to terms with the loss in the acceptance stage. Acceptance doesn't mean being okay with what happened, but rather finding a way to move forward with life in the new reality. Grief is not just emotional, it can affect your physical and mental well-being. Some common reactions to loss include fatigue, headaches, nausea, changes in appetite, and sleep disturbances. Emotional symptoms may include sadness, guilt, anger, relief, especially in cases of prolonged suffering, loneliness, or confusion. Cognitively, you may experience difficulty concentrating, forgetfulness, or a sense of disorientation. Behaviorally, you may withdraw from social interactions, lose motivation, or experience changes in your routine. These reactions are normal and should not be rushed through. They are part of the process of healing. Dealing with loss involves finding healthy ways to cope. It's crucial to allow yourself to grieve. Grief doesn't have a set timeline, and it's important to experience and express your feelings. Crying, talking about the loss, or even journaling can help release emotions. Surrounding yourself with supportive friends, family, or a therapist is also key. Expressing your feelings to someone you trust can lighten the emotional load and provide comfort. Taking care of your body and mind is equally important. Get enough sleep, eat nutritious meals, exercise, and engage in activities that bring you joy. A well-maintained body helps your emotional resilience. Honoring the memory of the lost person or thing through rituals, like lighting a candle, writing a letter, or visiting a special place, can help in processing grief. Writing letters, creating art, or finding other ways to express your grief can aid in processing the emotional burden. Joining a support group or seeking counseling can help manage the feelings surrounding the loss. Engaging in mindfulness exercises like meditation or deep breathing can help ground you in the present moment and prevent overwhelming emotions from taking over. One of the most challenging aspects of grief is the sense of loneliness and isolation. After the loss of someone important, it can feel as if the world has changed, and you no longer fit into it the way you once did. Even if you don't feel like talking or seeing people, staying connected with others can help you feel supported. Sometimes just being around others, even in silence, can be healing. It's okay if you need time to adjust to your new reality. You don't have to rush the grieving process, and it's important to give yourself permission to grieve at your own pace. While the pain of loss never completely disappears, it becomes more manageable with time. Healing involves accepting that life has changed and finding a new way to live in the absence of what you've lost. After a period of grieving, try to reconnect with activities, hobbies, or goals that give you a sense of purpose. This doesn't mean replacing the lost person or experience, but rather integrating their memory into your life in a new way. When you are ready, open yourself to making new connections and memories. This is not a betrayal of the past, but a way to continue living fully while cherishing what has been lost. If the grief becomes overwhelming or leads to prolonged symptoms of depression, anxiety, or PTSD, seeking professional help is vital. A counselor or therapist can provide strategies to work through intense emotions, helping you heal in a healthy way. If you are supporting someone else through their grief, offering a listening ear without rushing them through their emotions can be very helpful. Sometimes, just being present is enough. Avoid saying things like, "they're in a better place," or "everything happens for a reason," as these can invalidate their feelings. Offer to help with practical tasks like meals, errands, or household chores, as grieving individuals often struggle with daily responsibilities. Dealing with loss is an intensely personal journey that varies from person to person. While you cannot rush grief, you can take steps to manage it with compassion, patience, and understanding. By acknowledging your emotions, seeking support, and finding coping strategies that work for you, healing can begin. Remember, it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to seek help when needed. Healing takes time, and that's perfectly normal. Number 4. How to handle insults with Stoic wisdom. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, offers valuable guidance on how to handle insults with composure and grace. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control, while accepting what lies beyond it. Insults, as external events, are beyond our control. However, how we respond to them is entirely within our power. By applying Stoic principles, we can navigate these situations with calmness and wisdom. When faced with an insult, the first step is to acknowledge that the insult itself is not within our control. It comes from another person, and their words or actions are a reflection of their thoughts, emotions, and worldview, not yours. This realization helps to detach our sense of self from the insult. We cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. Rather than reacting impulsively, we can pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with our values. It's also important to consider the source of the insult. People who insult others are often driven by emotional turmoil, insecurity, or ignorance. In Stoic thought, a wise person would not engage in such behavior. So, rather than internalizing the insult, we can use it as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. The insult may reveal more about the person delivering it than it does about us. Another crucial Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control. We must focus only on what is within our power. An insult, like any external event, is indifferent. It has no inherent moral value. Our judgment of it, however, can cause distress. By reframing the insult as an opportunity to practice virtue, we can rise above it. We don't have to allow ourselves to be affected emotionally. Instead, we can choose to respond in a way that reflects our wisdom and equanimity. Stoicism also teaches emotional detachment. Insults can trigger natural emotional reactions like anger, hurt, or frustration, but Stoicism encourages us not to be governed by these fleeting feelings. Instead of giving in to emotional impulses, we can take a step back and reflect. We are not our emotions, and with practice, we can learn to control them. By remaining detached, we maintain our inner peace and avoid letting the insult disturb our tranquility. Retaliating or seeking revenge is another area where Stoicism offers clarity. When insulted, it can be tempting to lash out in response. However, Stoicism warns against this reaction, as it only perpetuates negativity and harms our own peace of mind. A Stoic would refrain from retaliating, recognizing that revenge only lowers our own virtue and disrupts our inner calm. Rather than getting drawn into a cycle of hostility, we can choose to respond with grace or even silence, preserving our dignity and composure. Rather than responding with anger, Stoicism encourages us to respond with empathy and compassion. Insults often stem from the other person's own struggles, insecurities, or misunderstandings. Recognizing that the person who insults us may be dealing with their own inner turmoil can help us respond with understanding rather than frustration. This approach aligns with the Stoic belief that we are all part of the same human family, and that compassion is a virtue to be cultivated. Additionally, a Stoic mindset helps us to focus on our own virtue and integrity, rather than seeking external validation. Our self-worth should not depend on the opinions or judgments of others. When insulted, we are presented with an opportunity to demonstrate patience, self-control, and dignity. We are not looking for approval from others. Instead, we are striving to live according to our own principles, regardless of external judgments. In moments of insult, it's important to remember that others' words do not define who we are. Stoics teach that we should not let the opinions of others shape our sense of self. Our happiness and sense of worth come from within, not from external validation. If someone insults us, we have the choice to let it affect us or to let it pass. This decision is within our control, and by choosing not to internalize the insult, we maintain our sense of self and peace. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. Insults, though hurtful, can serve as tests of our resilience and ability to maintain composure. Each time we handle an insult with calm and wisdom, we strengthen our Stoic resolve. In this way, we can transform adversity into an opportunity for personal growth and emotional mastery. While you cannot rush grief, you can take steps to manage it with compassion, patience, and understanding. By acknowledging your emotions, seeking support, and finding coping strategies that work for you, healing can begin. Remember, it's okay to grieve, and it's okay to seek help when needed. Healing takes time, and that's perfectly normal. Number 4. How to handle insults with Stoic wisdom. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy, offers valuable guidance on how to handle insults with composure and grace. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control, while accepting what lies beyond it. Insults, as external events, are beyond our control. However, how we respond to them is entirely within our power. By applying Stoic principles, we can navigate these situations with calmness and wisdom. When faced with an insult, the first step is to acknowledge that the insult itself is not within our control. It comes from another person, and their words or actions are a reflection of their thoughts, emotions, and worldview, not yours. This realization helps to detach our sense of self from the insult. We cannot control how others behave, but we can control how we respond. Rather than reacting impulsively, we can pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with our values. It's also important to consider the source of the insult. People who insult others are often driven by emotional turmoil, insecurity, or ignorance. In Stoic thought, a wise person would not engage in such behavior. So, rather than internalizing the insult, we can use it as an opportunity to practice patience and understanding. The insult may reveal more about the person delivering it than it does about us. Another crucial Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control. We must focus only on what is within our power. An insult, like any external event, is indifferent. It has no inherent moral value. Our judgment of it, however, can cause distress. By reframing the insult as an opportunity to practice virtue, we can rise above it. We don't have to allow ourselves to be affected emotionally. Instead, we can choose to respond in a way that reflects our wisdom and equanimity. Stoicism also teaches emotional detachment. Insults can trigger natural emotional reactions like anger, hurt, or frustration, but Stoicism encourages us not to be governed by these fleeting feelings. Instead of giving in to emotional impulses, we can take a step back and reflect. We are not our emotions, and with practice, we can learn to control them. By remaining detached, we maintain our inner peace and avoid letting the insult disturb our tranquility. Retaliating or seeking revenge is another area where Stoicism offers clarity. When insulted, it can be tempting to lash out in response. However, Stoicism warns against this reaction, as it only perpetuates negativity and harms our own peace of mind. A Stoic would refrain from retaliating, recognizing that revenge only lowers our own virtue and disrupts our inner calm. Rather than getting drawn into a cycle of hostility, we can choose to respond with grace or even silence, preserving our dignity and composure. Rather than responding with anger, Stoicism encourages us to respond with empathy and compassion. Insults often stem from the other person's own struggles, insecurities, or misunderstandings. Recognizing that the person who insults us may be dealing with their own inner turmoil can help us respond with understanding rather than frustration. This approach aligns with the Stoic belief that we are all part of the same human family, and that compassion is a virtue to be cultivated. Additionally, a Stoic mindset helps us to focus on our own virtue and integrity, rather than seeking external validation. Our self-worth should not depend on the opinions or judgments of others. When insulted, we are presented with an opportunity to demonstrate patience, self-control, and dignity. We are not looking for approval from others. Instead, we are striving to live according to our own principles, regardless of external judgments. In moments of insult, it's important to remember that others' words do not define who we are. Stoics teach that we should not let the opinions of others shape our sense of self. Our happiness and sense of worth come from within, not from external validation. If someone insults us, we have the choice to let it affect us or to let it pass. This decision is within our control, and by choosing not to internalize the insult, we maintain our sense of self and peace. Finally, Stoicism encourages us to view adversity as an opportunity for growth. Insults, though hurtful, can serve as tests of our resilience and ability to maintain composure. Each time we handle an insult with calm and wisdom, we strengthen our Stoic resolve. In this way, we can transform adversity into an opportunity for personal growth and emotional mastery. In conclusion, Stoicism provides powerful tools for handling insults. By focusing on what we can control, reframing insults as opportunities for growth, and responding with dignity and compassion, we can cultivate a mindset that remains steadfast in the face of external challenges. Through this practice, we learn to maintain our inner peace and virtue, no matter what others may say or do. Number 5. When listening to others. Listening to others is a vital skill that enhances communication, builds relationships, and promotes understanding. It involves more than just hearing words. It requires engaging with the speaker, understanding their perspective, and responding thoughtfully. Active listening, which is a crucial aspect of this process, means fully concentrating on what the speaker is saying, understanding their message, and responding appropriately. To actively listen, it's important to focus on the speaker, make eye contact, and use body language like nodding or leaning forward to show you're engaged. Avoid interrupting the speaker, allowing them to express themselves fully before responding. Asking clarifying questions and paraphrasing what has been said are great ways to demonstrate that you're truly listening and seeking to understand. Empathy plays a significant role in listening. When you listen with empathy, you are able to understand and share the emotions of the speaker, which fosters a deeper connection. By acknowledging the speaker's feelings, such as saying, "That must have been difficult," or "I understand how you feel," you show care and support. It's essential to avoid making judgments or offering solutions right away, and instead focus on understanding the speaker's emotions and perspective. After listening attentively, it's crucial to respond thoughtfully. This means offering a response that reflects your understanding of what has been said. You can ask follow-up questions for clarification, or provide feedback that shows you truly understand their point of view. It's important not to respond in a way that feels judgmental or dismissive, but rather with neutral language that conveys understanding. Patience and an open mind are also key when listening to others. Give the speaker time to express their thoughts, especially if they need more time than you expected. Approach each conversation with an open mind, free from preconceived notions, biases, or assumptions. This will allow you to hear the speaker's message without filtering it through your own experiences or prejudices. Nonverbal cues are another important aspect of listening. Pay close attention to the speaker's facial expressions, tone of voice, and body language. These can provide additional context and help you understand their emotions. It's also essential to avoid distractions, such as looking at your phone, which can convey disinterest or disrespect. Listening with a purpose is important. Different conversations may require different approaches. For example, when gathering information, you may need to ask detailed questions, while if you're comforting someone, showing empathy and understanding may be more important. Understanding the context and your objective will help you listen more effectively. Listening effectively can be hindered by various barriers, such as interruptions, preconceived ideas, and distractions. It's crucial to avoid interrupting the speaker, as this can disrupt the flow of conversation. Let go of any judgments or assumptions you have about the speaker or the topic to ensure you are open to what is being communicated. Reducing distractions like turning off your phone or stepping away from noisy environments also helps to maintain focus. In conclusion, listening effectively requires practice and attention. By being patient, empathetic, and responsive, you can improve your communication skills and strengthen relationships. Active listening not only helps you understand others better, but also fosters trust and deeper connections. Number 6. When you don't have the facts. In today's information-driven world, we are constantly surrounded by data and news, but sometimes we don't have all the facts at our disposal. In these situations, it's crucial to be cautious, open-minded, and thoughtful when forming opinions or making decisions. Without the proper facts, decision-making becomes more difficult, as decisions are often based on assumptions, emotions, or misinformation, leading to poor outcomes. Having access to facts is essential because they form the basis for logical reasoning and objective conclusions, whether in personal relationships, business decisions, or policy making. When you don't have all the facts, you are often faced with uncertainty, which can be uncomfortable, but is an inevitable part of life. Acknowledging this uncertainty is important, as it allows you to make better decisions by encouraging you to seek out more information rather than jumping to conclusions. Recognizing that you don't have the full picture helps foster a more balanced and rational approach to decision-making. However, there's also a real risk of falling into misinformation or misunderstanding when facts are missing. In today's digital age, information spreads rapidly, but not all of it is reliable. In the absence of concrete facts, people may fill in the gaps with assumptions or unverified data, which can lead to misconceptions or even unnecessary conflicts. Moreover, emotions tend to play a larger role when facts are scarce. In the absence of hard evidence, fear, anger, or frustration may cloud one's judgment. These emotional responses can shape how individuals perceive and react to situations, leading to impulsive decisions. For example, without all the details, a person might allow their emotions to dictate their response to a rumor or an incomplete news story. While emotions are an inevitable part of human nature, it's important not to let them override logical decision-making when facts are lacking. Another factor that comes into play when facts are missing is cognitive bias. Biases like confirmation bias, where people seek out information that supports their existing beliefs, can become more pronounced when full information isn't available. Without facts, individuals may be more likely to interpret new data in a way that aligns with their pre-existing views rather than critically evaluating it. Awareness of these biases is key to making more objective judgments, especially when information is incomplete. In such situations, being open-minded becomes vital. It's easy to draw conclusions based on limited knowledge, but this can lead to mistakes. Open-mindedness allows for the possibility that your current understanding might be wrong, encouraging a willingness to update your beliefs when new information comes to light. It's important to stay receptive to new perspectives rather than holding fast to an incomplete or incorrect view. When faced with a lack of facts, several strategies can help navigate the uncertainty. The first is to actively seek out reliable sources of information. Whether you are facing a personal dilemma, a professional decision, or a broader societal issue, ensuring that your sources are trustworthy is essential. Verifying the credibility of information before accepting it as fact helps reduce the risk of misinformation. Asking questions is another valuable strategy. Seeking perspectives from others or consulting experts can help clarify a situation, though it may take time to gather enough data to make an informed judgment. If possible, delaying decisions until more facts are available is often the wisest approach. Rushing into decisions without sufficient information increases the likelihood of making a mistake. Being humble about the limits of your knowledge is also important. Acknowledging uncertainty doesn't reflect ignorance, but rather a commitment to understanding the truth. By accepting that you don't know everything, you open the door for learning and growth. Critical thinking plays a central role in situations where facts are scarce. It's crucial to assess available information carefully, question assumptions, and evaluate the logic behind any claims or arguments. Cultivating critical thinking ensures that even in the absence of complete data, you can make more informed and thoughtful decisions. The dangers of acting without facts cannot be overstated. In personal life, it can lead to misunderstandings and damaged relationships. In professional contexts, it can result in poor decision-making, which may affect projects, careers, or even entire organizations. On a larger scale, acting without facts, particularly in politics or policymaking, can lead to ineffective or harmful outcomes, impacting public welfare. Therefore, it's essential to recognize the risks involved in making decisions without the full picture and approach such situations with care. Ultimately, while it may be tempting to jump to conclusions in the face of uncertainty, it's important to pause and reflect. When facts are missing, take the time to gather more information, consider different perspectives, and remain open to new facts that may change your understanding. By acknowledging uncertainty and adopting a thoughtful, careful approach, you can make decisions that are more informed and likely to lead to better outcomes. Number 7. When facing criticism. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, and it can come in many forms, ranging from constructive feedback to harsh, unhelpful comments. While it can be uncomfortable, criticism is also an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. How we respond to criticism can significantly affect our personal and professional development. When faced with criticism, it's important to approach it with an open mind and a calm demeanor. Upon hearing criticism, it's natural to feel defensive or upset. However, it's important to pause and take a deep breath before reacting. Responding impulsively can make the situation worse. Instead, take the time to listen actively to what's being said, making sure you fully understand the message. If necessary, ask for clarification to ensure that you're interpreting the feedback correctly. At this stage, it's essential to separate your emotions from the situation and stay open to hearing what's being communicated. Criticism can be divided into constructive and destructive forms. Constructive criticism is intended to help you improve and offer specific, actionable suggestions for change. This type of feedback is generally well-meaning and focused on your actions or behavior rather than your character. Destructive criticism, on the other hand, tends to be vague, harsh, and often personal. It may be a result of the critic's own frustrations or biases, and may not be helpful in any way. When faced with criticism, it's important to evaluate it carefully. Consider the source of the feedback, whether it's from someone you respect or someone with expertise in the area being critiqued. The credibility of the person giving the criticism can help you determine how valuable the feedback is. Next, assess the content of the criticism. Is it specific and actionable, or is it general and unfocused? Constructive criticism should provide clear guidance on what you can do differently, while vague comments may be harder to act upon. Additionally, try to gauge the motivation behind the criticism. Is the person genuinely trying to help, or are they simply venting their frustrations? Once you've evaluated the criticism, it's time to respond. Acknowledging the feedback with gratitude, even if it's difficult to hear, is a mature and professional way to approach the situation. Thank the person for taking the time to provide feedback, and if necessary, ask for specific examples or suggestions to help you understand how to improve. Responding in a humble manner is key. Accept that no one is perfect and that everyone has room to grow. Responding defensively or dismissively may prevent you from learning from the situation and could damage relationships with others. Criticism, particularly constructive feedback, offers valuable opportunities for self-improvement. When you begin to receive similar feedback from multiple sources over time, it can highlight areas in which you need to focus your attention and work on improving. Recognizing patterns in the feedback can help you identify recurring weaknesses or mistakes and give you the chance to address them. It's also important to avoid taking criticism personally. The feedback is about your actions or behavior, not your worth as a person. Keeping this in mind helps you view criticism as a tool for growth rather than as an attack on your character. In some cases, criticism may be destructive or unjustified. When this happens, it's important not to internalize the negativity. Destructive criticism is often rooted in the critic's own frustrations or personal issues, and it's not always a reflection of your actions or abilities. In such situations, maintaining composure and responding calmly can help prevent escalation. If the criticism becomes personal or abusive, it's essential to set boundaries and assertively communicate that you are open to constructive feedback, but will not tolerate disrespectful or harmful comments. Developing resilience in the face of criticism takes time and effort. Shifting your mindset to view criticism as an opportunity for growth rather than as a personal attack can help you handle future feedback more effectively. Emotional detachment is also an important skill. Learning to separate your emotions from the feedback you receive allows you to process criticism more rationally. Additionally, surrounding yourself with a supportive network of friends, family, or colleagues can help you process difficult feedback and gain perspective. In the professional world, criticism plays a crucial role in personal and career development. Constructive feedback can guide you toward improving your skills and refining your performance. It can also foster better communication and relationships with colleagues, contributing to a positive workplace environment. Leaders who seek and embrace feedback are often seen as more approachable and committed to growth. Being receptive to feedback is a sign of adaptability, which is an essential trait in the ever-changing professional landscape. Facing criticism is never easy, but it is an essential part of the journey toward self-improvement and success. By staying calm, being open to feedback, and learning from criticism, you can transform these experiences into valuable opportunities for growth. While criticism may be difficult to hear at times, it can ultimately help you become a better, more resilient person both personally and professionally. Number 8. When silence speaks louder than words. The phrase, "when silence speaks louder than words," carries a profound and multifaceted message, often suggesting that silence can communicate more powerfully than verbal expression. Silence is a powerful tool in nonverbal communication, sometimes chosen over words when emotions or thoughts cannot be adequately expressed through speech. In many situations, silence becomes an expression of feelings like grief, anger, shame, or sorrow, which might be more telling than anything that could be said. The weight of this silence often conveys more than words ever could. Different cultures view and use silence in unique ways. In some societies, silence is a sign of respect, humility, or deep reflection, while in others, it can be seen as a passive form of resistance or protest. For example, during a tense situation or conflict, someone may choose to remain silent, signaling disapproval or offering a form of nonviolent protest. This demonstrates how silence can be a powerful way to communicate what words might fail to express. Emotionally, silence can have a strong impact. It can intensify feelings by allowing emotions to build up without being interrupted by conversation. In moments when words feel insufficient, silence often becomes the medium through which emotions are conveyed. It also creates space for reflection, providing individuals with the opportunity to process thoughts without external distractions. In spiritual practices like meditation or prayer, silence is essential for connecting deeply with one's inner self, often communicating more than any spoken word could. Silence is also a powerful tool in communication strategies. Sometimes remaining silent during a conversation or negotiation can be a deliberate tactic to gain control. It forces the other party to fill the void with their words, which can be especially effective in tense or high-stakes situations. Silence can also serve as a form of resistance, as seen in historical protests or social movements. In these contexts, the absence of speech becomes a loud and impactful statement, symbolizing solidarity, discontent, or a call for change. In personal relationships, silence can carry various meanings. During a conflict, silence can indicate unresolved tension or emotional withdrawal, signaling exhaustion or an unwillingness to engage in further discussion. This type of silence often speaks volumes about the relationship's state. On the other hand, in some relationships, silence can also signify emotional closeness and understanding. In moments where two people are comfortable enough to exist together without speaking, this silence can communicate intimacy and a deeper connection that words may not capture. Literature and art frequently use silence symbolically to convey themes of isolation, loneliness, or inner conflict. Writers and filmmakers often create silence in scenes to enhance the emotional impact, allowing the absence of sound to speak louder than dialogue. In these cases, the stillness serves as a powerful tool to communicate something unspoken, making the silence more expressive than any verbal exchange. Philosophically, silence has been examined as a state of being and self-awareness. Existential thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger have explored how silence can represent a deeper reflection on existence and identity. Silence, in this context, is more than the absence of noise. It becomes a way of being. In spiritual traditions, silence plays a central role in meditation, prayer, and contemplation, offering a path to enlightenment and a deeper connection with the divine. Through silence, individuals are believed to transcend the limitations of language and reach a higher level of understanding. In today's digital age, where communication is constant and noise is overwhelming, silence has become even more noticeable and meaningful. With the pervasive presence of social media and instant messaging, moments of silence can stand out, often representing self-care, withdrawal, or a refusal to engage. In a world where people are always communicating, choosing silence can make a significant statement. The act of ghosting someone, for example, can carry strong emotional weight, indicating disinterest, anger, or a desire to cut ties. In conclusion, silence is not just the absence of sound, but a powerful form of communication in its own right. Whether in personal relationships, social movements, or spiritual practices, silence often carries a deeper meaning than words. It serves as a tool to convey emotions, intentions, resistance, and power. Through silence, individuals can express what words cannot, fostering a deeper understanding both with others and within themselves. Number 9. When reflecting on life. Reflecting on life is a deeply personal and introspective process. It involves taking time to look back on one's past experiences, current circumstances, and future goals with an open mind. This practice encourages understanding, growth, and emotional well-being, offering a path to self-discovery, mindfulness, and greater clarity in decision-making. When we reflect on life, we not only gain insight into our past, but we also become more attuned to our desires, emotions, and values. At its core, reflection is essential because it allows us to understand where we have been, where we are, and where we want to go. By reflecting on the past, we can learn from mistakes, celebrate achievements, and gain valuable insights into our personal growth. This process increases self-awareness, helping us recognize patterns in our behaviors, relationships, and reactions. By looking at past events through a reflective lens, we can make more conscious decisions moving forward, leading to a more fulfilling life. The practice of life reflection often touches on various aspects of existence. Personal growth is one of the most significant areas of reflection, as it encourages us to assess how we have evolved emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It invites questions like, have we become wiser? Are we more aligned with our core values? This is closely related to our relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, where reflection can reveal which connections are healthy and supportive and which might need to be reevaluated. In addition, reflecting on our career and purpose in life is another important aspect. Our professional lives should ideally be in harmony with our passions and goals. Reflection in this area allows us to assess whether we are feeling fulfilled or if we need to make changes in our work-life balance. Similarly, reflecting on our health and well-being is essential. Are we taking care of our physical and mental health? Are we maintaining a lifestyle that nourishes both body and mind? Addressing these questions helps us recognize areas that may need attention, leading to healthier choices. Equally important is the reflection on our achievements and failures. By examining both, we can acknowledge our successes and learn from our setbacks. Reflection provides the opportunity to ask, what did I learn from this experience? Or what can I do differently next time? This not only promotes growth, but also reinforces resilience and adaptability. Many individuals also reflect on their spirituality and inner peace. This aspect encourages a deeper look into one's spiritual journey and how it shapes their understanding of life's meaning. Whether through religion, philosophy, or personal beliefs, reflecting on our spiritual life can bring a sense of peace, purpose, and connection to something greater than ourselves. To engage in reflection, different methods can be employed. Journaling is one of the most effective ways to process thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Writing regularly allows us to articulate our inner thoughts and track our personal growth over time. Another powerful tool is meditation or mindfulness, which helps calm the mind and gain clarity by focusing on the present moment. Engaging in deep conversations with others can also trigger reflection, as talking with people who offer different perspectives can shed light on areas of our lives that need attention. For some, creative expression through art, music, or other forms can also be a therapeutic means of reflection, allowing emotions and thoughts to flow naturally. Spending time alone in nature can offer a quiet space for contemplation, providing a sense of peace that allows for deep reflection. Nature's calming influence can help clear mental clutter, leading to new insights and a refreshed perspective. Additionally, visualization and goal setting are tools that can be used to reflect on one's future. By creating a vision of what we hope to achieve, we can focus our energy on working toward those goals while keeping track of progress along the way. The benefits of reflection are vast and profound. It offers clarity and focus, helping us gain a better understanding of our desires and how to pursue them. It encourages gratitude as we recognize the positive aspects of our lives, even amidst challenges. Reflection also reduces stress by allowing us to process emotions and release negative energy. Furthermore, it serves as a catalyst for personal growth, enabling us to learn from past experiences and continuously strive for improvement. However, while reflection can be a powerful tool, it is not without challenges. Overthinking or dwelling too much on past mistakes can lead to regret, making it difficult to move forward. Some people may find it hard to confront painful experiences, and reflection may bring up unresolved emotions that require support to process. In some cases, excessive introspection can hinder progress, making it hard to take action. Striking a balance between reflection and forward movement is crucial to avoid becoming stuck in the past. Despite these challenges, reflection can lead to transformation. It provides an opportunity to reevaluate our priorities, recognizing when it's time to let go of outdated values or goals. Reflection can also prompt positive change, encouraging us to embrace new opportunities or break free from unhealthy patterns. It strengthens resilience by reminding us of our ability to overcome difficulties and move forward. Ultimately, reflecting on life is an essential practice that provides insight into our journey and shapes the path ahead. Whether through journaling, meditation, or simply taking time for quiet contemplation, reflection helps us understand ourselves better, make wiser decisions, and grow into the best version of who we are meant to be. Number 10. When you're in the presence of wisdom. Being in the presence of wisdom is a profound experience that can leave a lasting impact on your life. Wisdom is more than just knowledge. It is the ability to make sound judgments and decisions based on experience, understanding, and reflection. Unlike knowledge, which consists of facts and information, wisdom involves insight into the complexities of life and human nature. It enables individuals to navigate challenges in ways that promote growth, peace, and harmony, often considering the long-term consequences and broader implications of their actions. When you are in the presence of wisdom, several characteristics are immediately noticeable. Wise individuals exude calmness and poise. They remain composed even in the face of adversity, responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This calmness stems from their deep understanding that not everything can be controlled, and that time often reveals the answers. Their broad perspective on life allows them to see both the big picture and the finer details. They understand how small actions can have far-reaching consequences, and often demonstrate empathy and compassion for others. Wise people have the ability to understand and share the feelings of those around them, which makes them more attuned to the emotional needs of others. Another defining feature of wisdom is humility. Wise individuals acknowledge that they do not have all the answers, and they are open to learning from others, regardless of their age or status. They tend to be less judgmental and more accepting of others' flaws and mistakes. Wisdom also guides decision-making. Wise people approach decisions with careful consideration, weighing all the options and anticipating potential outcomes. Their choices are made with an awareness of how they may affect both themselves and others in the long run. Being around wisdom can have a transformative effect on you. It encourages personal growth by challenging your assumptions and expanding your understanding of life. When exposed to wisdom, you begin to see beyond your limitations and biases, opening your mind to new ways of thinking and behaving. This growth often leads to increased emotional stability. With wisdom, there is a sense of acceptance, both of joy and sorrow, and the realization that life's challenges are part of the larger picture. Wise individuals help you deal with stress and anxiety in a more grounded way, and they offer a sense of reassurance and support. Additionally, being in the presence of wisdom fosters greater self-awareness. As you reflect on your own life and actions, you gain a stronger understanding of yourself and your purpose. This self-awareness helps you navigate life with a deeper sense of meaning. Many wise individuals serve as mentors, offering guidance based on their experiences and insights. Their advice helps you make better decisions, avoid common mistakes, and find more thoughtful paths forward in both personal and professional matters. Wisdom is often passed down through generations, not through textbooks or formal instruction, but through lived experience, storytelling, and observation. Stories are a powerful way to transmit wisdom. Through storytelling, individuals share the lessons learned from their experiences, offering others valuable insights into how to handle similar challenges. These stories often carry moral lessons, providing a deep reflection on life. Wisdom is also learned by observing others. By watching how wise individuals handle various situations, make decisions, and interact with others, you gain valuable insights into how to live thoughtfully. Engaging in meaningful conversations with wise individuals also allows wisdom to be passed on, as these dialogues often challenge your own views and broaden your understanding of the world. In society, wisdom plays a crucial role in guiding collective decision-making, promoting harmony, and reducing conflict. Wise leaders are often trusted not because of their authority, but because of their ability to make ethical, thoughtful decisions. Their wisdom helps balance the needs of various groups and leads to fair outcomes. In addition to leadership, wisdom is essential for conflict resolution. Wise individuals are skilled at mediating disputes, recognizing that effective resolution requires understanding both the facts and the emotions of those involved. They approach problems with an open mind and a commitment to fairness, striving to bring about solutions that serve the greater good. Ethically, wisdom helps guide individuals and societies in navigating complex moral dilemmas. It provides a foundation for making choices that align with human dignity and the well-being of the community. Despite its importance, wisdom is sometimes overshadowed in modern society by the fast-paced nature of life and the constant influx of information. There is often a focus on acquiring knowledge quickly without taking the time for reflection or deeper thought. In a world that prioritizes instant gratification, the slow, thoughtful process of cultivating wisdom can be overlooked. In modern times, one of the challenges to embracing wisdom is the tendency to prioritize short-term results over long-term benefits. Wisdom requires patience and the ability to think beyond immediate desires. It asks individuals to consider the lasting effects of their actions and to choose paths that benefit both themselves and the larger world. In addition, wisdom is not merely about accumulating knowledge, it is about the application of that knowledge in a reflective, thoughtful way. It is important to balance the intake of information with the ability to reflect on one's experiences and learn from them. Ultimately, being in the presence of wisdom is an enriching experience that provides a sense of calm, clarity, and deeper understanding. It encourages personal growth, emotional stability, and a stronger sense of self-awareness. Through mentorship, storytelling, and meaningful dialogue, wisdom can be passed on, helping individuals make better decisions and live more thoughtful, balanced lives. In a world that often values speed and efficiency, wisdom serves as a reminder of the importance of reflection, patience, and long-term thinking. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius wisely taught us, silence can be a powerful tool in many situations. Reflecting before speaking and choosing our words carefully can lead to greater wisdom and peace. If you found value in this lesson, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into Stoicism and personal growth. Stay calm, stay wise, and keep practicing the art of silence. See you in the next video.